I'm willing to bet that 99, if not 100% of you own a smartphone or a digital device. I'm also willing to bet that many of you know a teenager who owns their own device. I'd like everyone to imagine they are that teenager. Your phone dings, and the message you just received is a nude picture. You might have asked for this picture, or it might be a total shock. Either way, you just received a sext. Sexting is the exchange of sexual messages, images, or videos over digital devices, and teen sexting in particular has sparked widespread concern from parents, teachers, and policymakers. But just how many teens are really sexting? This question has been a lot harder to answer than you may think. Information on just how often teens are engaging in sexting has been inconsistent and inconclusive. Published rates of teen sexting range from as low as 1% to as high as 60%. In 2018, Madigan and colleagues conducted a meta-analysis in order to clarify these inconsistencies and answer the question of just how many teens are sexting. The results of the analysis showed that teens are sexting, with 1 in every 4 teens having received a sext and 1 in every 7 teens having sent a sext. The results also indicated that teens are engaging in non-consensual sexting, with 1 in 8 teens reporting that they had forwarded a sext of someone else without that person's consent. The prevalence of teen sexting also increased from 2009 to 2015, suggesting that sexting is becoming increasingly common among teens. A substantial minority of teens are sexting, but these results only look at data up until 2015. Since then, access to technology has only continued to increase, with 95% of teens owning a smartphone as of 2019. Madigan and colleagues' meta-analysis is now outdated. This past summer, I conducted an update to this meta-analysis, with studies published after 2015, in order to determine if rates of teen sexting have continued to rise. My meta-analysis combines the results of studies published after 2015, in order to produce a pooled prevalence rate. With support from a science librarian, electronic database searches were conducted to locate all studies pertaining to my research question. Studies were included in the meta-analysis if they reported a measure of sending or receiving a sext, or forwarding a sext of someone else without that person's consent. In total, 28 studies published after 2015 were included, resulting in a sample of over 48,000 teenagers. This bar graph illustrates the results of the post-2015 meta-analysis in orange compared to the results of the pre-2015 meta-analysis in purple. While there does appear to be a slight increase in sexting over the past 5 years, the margins of error of the pre-2015 and post-2015 estimates overlap. This overlap means that the prevalence of teen sexting has not actually significantly increased over the past 5 years. While a sizable minority of teens are still engaging in sexting, the rates have not continued to rise significantly over the past half-decade. Although the overall rate of sexting has not significantly changed, there are some interesting differences in exactly who is sexting. Consistent with the findings from the pre-2015 meta-analysis, sending sexts increases with age, with older teens being more likely to send sexts than younger teens. This reflects the normative sexual development that occurs during teen years. However, in contrast to the findings of the pre-2015 meta-analysis, receiving sexts no longer changes with age, meaning that younger and older adolescents are receiving sexts at the same rate. Although sexting may be part of the normative sexual development that occurs during teen years, previous research has suggested that younger adolescents that engage in sexting may be more likely to also experience mental health and sexual behavior risk factors due to their immaturity and lack of preparedness. Given that youth are receiving sexts at similar rates across all ages, a discussion of what safe and respectful digital communication looks like should be implemented in education early and revisited often, with a discussion of sexting incorporated into sexual education curriculum. In addition to age, I looked at gender differences in sexting behavior. The pre-2015 meta-analysis revealed no gender differences in both the rate of sending and receiving sexts. In contrast, results from the post-2015 meta-analysis revealed that females are now receiving more sexts than males, but there continues to be no gender differences in the rate of sending sexts. Considering this, safe sexting education needs to avoid reinforcing gender double standards. With a sizable minority of teens engaging in sexting, parents and educators need to discuss what safe and respectful digital communication looks like with their teens in order to help them navigate the moment when their phone dings and the message they just received is a sext.